and lead democratically principled and economically sustainable communities. And I know a lot of organizations do that here, and some do it differently. I know there are those who give out funds for you guys maybe to start small businesses or to scale your initiatives or to even build these same skills that I am talking about. So that's Yali. And we have MWF. I know you guys have also heard of Mandela Washington Fellowship. That is still a program of Yali, but you go to the US for 6 weeks and you are attached to a US university and still learn alongside the three courses that we offer, or three tracks, which are public management for guys in the public sector, business and entrepreneurship for those who aspire to be future business leaders or business people within their communities. And by being business leaders, there's an objective there that you will create jobs for other young people. The third track is civic leadership for those in the advocacy, activism, or you work or lead civil society organizations or a CBO that perhaps is supporting girl child education or supporting women to gain financial skills and such like initiatives. There are three other regional leadership centers. As you can see, apart from the one in East Africa, there is an RLC in Accra, Ghana, that caters for English-speaking countries in West Africa. There's an RLC in Dakar, Senegal, that caters for French-speaking or Francophone countries in West Africa. And the last one is based in Pretoria, South Africa, to cater for young leaders from the Southern African region. So, in addition to MWF, the US government thought that not all Africans will get the opportunity to travel to the US because the applications were thousands and thousands. So they felt that it will be great to have other regional leadership centers within Africa itself to serve these thousands of young leaders who aspire to change the trajectory of the communities of leadership and governance in their countries and in their communities. All right. So far, I've just talked about thousands of applications. Those who applied for cohort 55 and 56, is there anyone who applied for 55 and 56? You did, yeah? We had over 7,000 applications for two cohorts. One cohort just handles around 80 to 100 people. That means out of those 7,000 applications, I only needed around 160 people. So as you can see, it's a very, very competitive program. But we also understand that we do not have access to the same resources. I cannot compare you to an applicant from Nairobi. I cannot compare you to an applicant from Uganda or even Tanzania or Ethiopia. That's why even in our review process, the criteria is sort of relaxed for you guys. It's not standard. So that we apply some affirmative action for all marginalized communities, like youth with disabilities, youth from the rural areas, young women from the rural areas, refugees, etc. Okay? And that's why Kelvin and I took this long and arduous journey to come and just ensure that these numbers increase. I want that for every cohort, I have just said that one cohort handles how many people?
81.
Yeah?
81.
Not 80 to 160.
80 to 100.
80 to 100.
Yeah.
Okay? Because the target is normally 80, but I do 100 to give a chance to as many people as possible. So out of this 100, if I can get even 20 refugees, I'll be very happy. I'll be very happy. And if it means I have to come back here again, I will come back. But I'm just saying that Kakuma is very huge. Very huge, it's very hot. And then you have to get permits to access the camps. Okay? This time we're here, next time we'll be somewhere else. But tomorrow we'll be at Kalobeye. Tomorrow we'll be handling the same session at Kalobeye so that young leaders who are refugees also get to apply for the program. Those are our targets. I've just talked about our diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts. We will always ensure that we have a 50-50 gender parity in every cohort. And that also includes gender diverse youth or sexual minorities. We also ensure that young leaders with disabilities are about 15% of that cohort. Youth from rural areas, 40% of our cohort at least should be young leaders from rural areas. Right. From other camps. Yes, how? I thought it was just, oh, that Dadaab too. So if you have contacts in Dadaab, in fact, if you can forward them the link right now, if you have contacts and they're able or have the resources to access this session right now, it will be great. So forward to them. All refugees, Dadaab, Kakuma, Kalobeye, all of them, all right? The criteria um, or the requirements that we look for when young leaders apply for the program or to check the eligibility of those who can apply. Um, First of all, we have to be between 18 and 35. I am sure our alumni here have been holding information sessions and they have been emphasizing on some of the things we look for. So first of all, you have to be between 18 and 35 from the 14 target countries. So if you are here and you are from the 14 target countries that are listed here, um, don't worry, this one is in the is bold. I was just in the Republic of Congo the other day, so I had to emphasize to them. So if you're from Burundi, CAR, Republic of Congo, DRC, Djibouti, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Kenya, Rwanda, Somalia, South Sudan, Tanzania, and Uganda, you are eligible to apply. Even if you are a refugee, you are eligible to apply. You must be proficient in the English language because our training is fully done in English, whether online, hybrid, or residential. By hybrid, I mean you get to do 2 weeks of virtual training, and then the next 2 weeks you get to come to Nairobi. Fully virtual means the whole training, the whole 4 weeks are done online. So you have to confirm that you have access to internet and digital resources like tablets, laptops, a computer, etc. So if you, because I know some of you own organizations here and you're very busy, but you still get a chance to participate in the Yali program from the camp, done online, and it's not the whole day. It's like 2 hours to 3 hours a day, starting from the afternoon. Okay, fully residential. You come to Nairobi for 4 weeks. Of course, none of you is a US citizen here. Yes, you must be eligible to receive any necessary travel documents. So for you guys, it's a movement pass, right? That you get from RDS. DRS. I keep confusing RDS and DRS. That you get from RDS. And normally what we do, DRS. DRS. Or yeah, camp manager. So what we do normally when we select refugees who are based at either Kakuma, Dadaab, or Kalobeye, we send your details to UNHCR, and they help with facilitating you getting the movement pass that will also enable us to book a ticket for you from Lodwar to Nairobi. Okay, so don't worry about not getting a movement pass if you get selected to attend the program. All right. Of course, demonstrated commitment to impact your community, country, or your circle of influence. In Africa, of course. I've just said that most of you lead organizations or work in organizations that are geared towards improving the living conditions of the surrounding community. Whether it's volunteer or not, that small thing you're doing is what we are looking for. And it should come out in your application. Okay? It's very important.
How many people have alien? How many have the UNHCR manifest? Everyone. Yes, so in that case, even if you have that document, you can apply and travel with it if you have the movement pass. So if you don't have the card, don't worry. You can use the manifest and the movement pass to book your flight to Nairobi.
Thank you, Kelvin, for that addition. And even the alumni, if you feel I've missed something, just raise your hand and make your addition or contribution. Sawa Kasim, naona umefocus vizuri. um, Usually I like walking around, but I know if I walk around, I'll block people from seeing the screen. So today I'll maintain here. Okay? In the 14 countries must be residing on the African continent to be selected if they're not in their country of citizenship, for one reason or another. So for you guys, I know you're refugees, and that's why you're not based in your home country. So you're still eligible to apply. You must not have attended any other US government-funded leadership program. Mostly here we mean MWF. Is there someone who has attended MWF here? MWF? So it's easier for you to participate in the RLC and then to MWF, because MWF most times like selecting RLC alumni. So you can apply to MWF, even alumni who are here. But people who have attended MWF cannot attend the RLC, because we'd like to give that same opportunity to another deserving young refugee. Okay? Prospective applicants must be willing and able to commit to the intensive 4-week program. And I've mentioned this: residential, virtual, and hybrid. Like I've said, it's 4 weeks. Come on up there, Nairobi, it's 4 weeks. So if you cannot get leave from your organization, work, or school, please don't apply. Or if you know you can participate online, then apply. Because I want to avoid going through the process of using resources to review your application, to conduct your interview, to select you. Sometimes we end up booking tickets, alafu mtu anakwambia my organization has not allowed me to travel. Okay? So make sure that your organization understands the importance of Yali because it's also adding to your skills and career aspirations. All right? So make sure you're able to commit the 4 weeks training. Applicants must demonstrate and prove that they have projects, initiatives, startups, or social enterprises. So you don't need to have been the one to start it. You could be a co-founder, you could be working in that organization, or you could be volunteering in those organizations or initiatives. All right? Even if that initiative belongs to an alumni or was founded by an alumni of the program, it is still totally okay. All right? Applicants' details must not have been flagged or exist on any global criminal databases. We do our vetting process, and USAID also do their vetting process. So you should not have been flagged in, say, economic crime, like corruption or terrorism charges, right? Next. You can see here. Yes, question.
I'm asking whether are we allowed to ask questions of you?
Yeah, totally fine. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for that.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for the time. I am asking, now that you have presented us here the criteria,
Yes.
the requirements,
Yes.
and, one of the requirements is one of an applicant must come from 14 countries.
Yes.
that are targeted.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, and, you have mentioned it clearly that these are highly qualified.
Yes.
And you have mentioned some of the settlements where.
Yes.
So it's a concern whether you are aware of the refugee camp in South Sudan.
South Sudan.
Yes.
Very good.
And if yes,
Yes.
have you organized in a way that the blind visit?
All right.
Where?
That's a very good question. Very good question. When I talk about refugees, even within these 14 countries, the refugees within those countries can also apply. Because I also know that in Uganda there are refugee camps. In Tanzania there are refugee camps. In Rwanda, same. So what happens is that in every country we have alumni chapters that coordinate activities between the center in Nairobi and that country. I'm happy that in Kakuma and Kalobey, the alumni have come together and formed a body that is coordinating activities around the camps between alumni and organizing such sessions. It is not easy to do that. So the alumni here we are having conversations to start seeing how they can be connecting us directly from the camps with the center. So even within those countries, the alumni chapters in those countries conduct information sessions in those camps. So we consider all refugees in all the 14 countries. Problem is we may not have the resources to go to a refugee camp in South Sudan.
Yeah, thank you so much for the answer. The reason of why I've asked for it
Yes.
is because I feel like they are left out.
Yes. Okay.
I don't know whether the learning chapters maybe they are doing their part
Yes.
in that country, but I feel like they are left out. So you can address that. Then
That's good. We'll follow that up, and then we'll ensure that now we communicate to alumni chapters that when they're doing information sessions, they also consider refugee camps. The problem is resources because even to send out the chapter in Kenya, these guys are based in Nairobi and in other towns. Imagine telling them to come to Kakuma. How far is it from Nairobi to Kakuma by road?
16 hours.
16 hours. How many young people do you think will sacrifice 16 hours? 17 on the road. Flight is faster, but how much is the flight? Expensive. Yes. So it needs resources. Even as for us to come here, we have to organize, get approvals from USA to justify why we are coming to Kakuga. So the easiest way sometimes is virtual. That's why it's easy to have made the decision to also make this session virtual. If there's a way you could send it to someone in a refugee camp in South Sudan, it would be good. Do you have a contact over there? Then how do you know you've left them out?
Okay,
Yeah,
for them,
yeah.
internet access is a problem.
Even here,
For
even in
them,
Kakuga, yeah.
yeah,
It's much better here.
here it's much better.
Okay.
So for you even to make a phone call right now,
Mhm.
those tabs,
Yes,
it's hectic, it's a problem.
it's a problem.
Yeah.
Mm.
So like, having a directory, sometimes the only place you can meet them is social media.
Okay.
When someone maybe go to a particular organization and they're connected.
Okay.
So that's when you come to meet them.
So,
The reason I started ask this question is because I applied to cohort 55.
okay.
One of my friends there
Yes.
communicated with him in the same end and said they are not aware of such a thing. Because I feel this is a great opportunity.
Yes, it is.
It should be shared widely.
Okay. Yeah. I think one of the challenges the program faces is lack of information.
Sure.
We realize that a lot of young leaders don't know about the program. So it's true that people at the countries of Sudan may not know about the Yali program, while they're doing amazing things in those communities. Have people filled the list? Okay. So what we're going to do, yeah, wait, guys, wait. I'll give him a chance. Then I would want to say something. To save time, please note down your questions so that I just finish the presentation and then we delve into questions. How about that? All right. As you register your name, you are the question, or yes, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
So you introduce yourself. I forgot.
Actually, I'm Muslim.
I'm Sim.
Muslim.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm Martin. So my question, I would like Mr. here to go back to that slide to mention the percentage.
Okay.
Yes, because I want yes there. As you can see there, gender balance is at 15%, and also PWD, those are people with disabilities, that was 15%, and also based the youths, down 4%. Why people living with disabilities have 15%? Why also there are many, and also there are some region.
All right.
Why?
So first of all, 15% is from the USA policy of involving people with disabilities in programs we implement. What is the percentage of people with disabilities, say in Kenya? Do you know? It's about, I think, 10%. So as you can see, we are doing better. In fact, we're doing better than the other regional leadership centers who normally do like 2-3%. And then again, for people with disabilities, you need resources to support them during training. For example, people who are hard of hearing, you need sign language interpreters. If you get visually impaired young leaders sites at the center. So imagine if I had like 10 young leaders who have hearing disabilities or are hard of hearing, it means I have to get 10 sign language interpreters. So in one class,
Doesn't mean that because I know
anyway, it's okay.
one
It depends.
one person can help maybe 15, 10 people.
So it depends. You know, we have 3 tracks and then different classes.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly. And then even when you go to your residential areas or even off-site, you still want them to accompany the young leaders with disabilities so that they feel included too in all activities. All activities. All right. Have I answered your question? Okay. So Dawood, can I continue? All right. Yeah, I think I've mentioned those. So now, yeah, I talked about this. All right, no, or we go back. Yes, some extra things that we look for that are not that do not come out specifically or categorically in the criteria. Each successful applicant must describe his or her efforts to address a current challenge in the community, organization, or country. That comes during the essay writing process. In fact, that's where you should put your energy. Articulate what you're doing in a community, even if it's volunteer, and it's here. The experience can be voluntary or work related, but must show the applicant's desire to improve quality of life in their communities. For you guys, it's around the camp. And I know you do a lot. You do a lot, but the problem is it does not come out clearly in your application. Also, it does not come out clearly in your interview. And that is why you might find that you did a very good application that you thought was good, but it doesn't get anywhere. We conduct an interview with you, but you don't move to the next step. You have to know to articulate this clearly. All right? Career, title, and education, or lack thereof, will not disqualify any applicant, as we're looking for motivated young African leaders committed to addressing challenges in the community. So whether you have gone to school or not, we don't care. You could be having a degree, a Form 4 certificate, class 8, or you reached class 1 or grade 2, we don't care. As long as you can demonstrate that you're doing something small in a community to solve a challenge there. All right? So please communicate that to other young leaders in the camp who are not able to make it here today. All right? So now we go to the meat of the process. I know for guys who have applied before, you know the process. Maybe now the issue was just articulating yourself. But for those who have never done the application process, this is our website. If you can write it down, www.yalisafrica.org. Alumni in the room, if they in any groups, but I'm sure you've already shared, you can just share again, all right? The website, because that is where you access the application link, okay? So when you go to that link, www.yalieastafrica.org, this is what you'll see, and then you come to apply now, all right? When you click on that apply now link, the next page you'll see is where you get to register your account. It looks like this. This is where you register or create an account that will allow you to access the application form. Please ensure that you put in correct email address and correct phone number. Counter check, because a great percentage of amazing young leaders put in wrong information, such as the email address, while our primary mode of communication is via email. So imagine I am impressed by your application,